Hey everyone. Welcome to Uncle D's Basketball Life. Hey, welcome back to Uncle D's Basketball Life for everybody. I need to make sure I give a shout out to my guys Ryan and Rob, my producer, because they do a heck of a job of making this possible for me. So I want to thank them guys personally on the podcast. Today we got a special guest. We have Braden Lamar, special assistant to the head coach here at Southern Utah. What's up, B?
What's up, Bon? Thanks for having me.
Man, I'm glad you're on with us. Now, I promise you guys, we didn't talk this morning to have the same shirt on. He just like being like Unc sometimes, but B, tell the people like where you from, where you played high school ball, and all of that good stuff.
Cool. Yeah, I'm from Las Vegas, so just right down the road. Happy to be here. I played at Bishop Gorman High School in Vegas. We had some good teams, had a lot of fun there, and then I played my college ball at Western Illinois University before I ended up here as the graduate assistant. And yeah, I'm just happy to be progressing and starting to build my resume in this field and build a career, and it's been a lot of fun.
Sweet. You're saying something about Coach Jeter. Tell me, how was it to play for him, and now you working for him as assistant coach? Tell me that whole process, how all of that's been for you.
I'd say it's just different, of course. Playing for him, I didn't really know how much went into this field. The more I progress and the more responsibilities I get, the more I kind of see how much Coach Jeter had to go through for us and what he had to do to provide a good experience for us and to get us to win games. And it kind of made me appreciate everything a lot more. Just even like the gear, for instance, like how much goes into that, like just kind of seeing how hard he has to work for us. And now being on that end of it and just kind of switching up how that relationship is and being able to work in a professional environment for a guy I played for, it's been different, but it's been great. I mean, he's great to work for, as you know, of course, and same with the rest of the staff. And yeah, it's been awesome. It's just been interesting transitioning over for sure.
But we still ain't got no win and losses yet, so he a little bit in chill mode still. Mm-hmm. But tell me, like, who are the most important people in your life that has helped you with this whole basketball journey? And
Well, I mean, Coach Jeter is definitely one of them. Having played for him, having gotten my master's degree from his offer to be the GA, and now having a full-time position on staff, he's definitely one of them. I can go back to my grandpa on my mom's side, Jack Moracle. He was one of the first people to actually put me through drills, and he had me in the garage of my house doing dribbling drills, teaching me how to shoot the ball. I got a couple coaches in Miami who actually both passed away. May they rest in peace. Vince Fernandez, who was huge for me, and John Key, who were huge for me. Okay. John Key's son is actually Jordan. He's at the University of Miami getting ready to play. I think he's a redshirt freshman. So I'll be excited to watch that. My mom and dad, of course, put the ball in my hand. I think I had a basketball in my hand like right after I was born, honestly, in the crib. So thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad. The list goes on and on. The coaches at the Knicks, the Las Vegas Knicks, Denard, Coach Bigby, they really gave me a shot to really prove myself my 17th year of AAU. My Bishop Gorman coaches, Coach Rice, Coach Rivera, Coach Rich, all of them. The list really goes on, and I can't forget Coach Chad Boudreaux over at Western Illinois. He was big time for me as well.
Boo. Man, yeah, you've had some great coaches with Coach Rice at Grant and then Coach Lamar with the Knicks. That's my guy. He's so funny. But it's good to have those people because they help with the maturity of your life and basketball as a person, and so it's always cool to have that. Tell me, what's the funniest Coach Jeter story you can tell me?
Funniest Coach Jeter story. I got to think of ones that I can say on here. Yeah. You know what? Actually, I forgot Coach Charles Sams. He was my strength and conditioning coach in Vegas. I was just thinking basketball and I forgot him. But,
No problem.
Shout out Charles. But okay, first funniest Coach Jeter story. You know what? This isn't that funny, but it shows who he is, which kind of makes it funny. Is we had a parking lot in Western Illinois called the Q lot, and it was right outside of the gym arena, and there were weeds, it was all messed up. Weeds probably up to your knees, ridiculous. And coach was always complaining about it. He was like, these weeds, one of these days we got to do something about it, man. One of these days we had to do something about it. And I just knew in the back of my mind, one of these days we were going to do something about it. And we show up to practice one day in the summer, and there's nothing set up on the court, nothing at all. We go into the locker room, and there's just a bunch of Home Depot work gloves in the middle of the locker room, and a bunch of trash bags. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. We went out there and we picked all the weeds out of the Q lot, and we fixed up the parking lot. And of course we were all complaining and we'd rather be practicing playing basketball. But at the end of the day, it goes back to his humility, his 4 pillars. We like to give back to the community. Everybody was so grateful, the whole staff, all the athletic department at Western were all so grateful. And it really made us think about it, and everyone was so happy that they did it because we saw the reactions and we saw that it actually made a big difference. And it was hilarious at the time. We had 15 guys out there picking weeds, holding trash bags, but it describes Coach really well. Always trying to give back to people and make things better for everyone else and lead things better than how we found it. But that was definitely an interesting one for us. That was an interesting day.
It sounds just like him, actually. He's already had a funny moment already this year in practice when Chuk shot that 3-pointer and he traveled, and then you catch Coach doing the cha-cha.
Oh yeah,
telling Chuk, Chuk's like, man, you was doing the cha-cha, you traveled. That ain't no 3-pointer. One of my favorite funny stories is just, and the crazy thing about it, I wasn't even on the NAU Montana State trip, because I was recruiting, and to hear everybody's story on it about being up 3 points, and he done told everybody to switch. Then Zion and Prophet decided not to switch, and we were up 2, and the dude hit a 3, and they said he just, before he got in the locker room, he wanted to see the film, the video of the last. Said he got to the hotel, he wanted to see it again. It's so. But those type of things that in the moment he's not being funny because he's mad that we lost a game that we should have won because guys wasn't listening. But to hear everybody different take on it, it's hilarious. It's just one of those hilarious things. But man, like I always say about Coach, man, he's an awesome coach. But and he's a heck of a person. He's just a really good man and a good dude, and I love him to death. I always say that. Who's the 2 best players you played with in high school?
Man, I feel like someone's gonna be mad at me if I don't say their names.
Well, that's fine. That's all right. That's what we doing.
We had some pieces for sure. I think the easy one is Zayon Collins, our point guard. He's at Fresno State right now.
Mm-hmm.
I've never played with somebody who could control a game like he did. If you were open, even for half a second, you're getting the ball in the position to score. He's talking trash. He's taking the opponents out of their game, and he'll be the best defender on the court. He was, I would say, the heart and soul of our Gorman teams. It was ridiculous. People were scared to play him. And he's probably going to have another great season at Fresno State. And then, I mean, I could go so many ways with this, but just seeing how this dude progressed from being on the freshman team, JV as a sophomore, to a top 60, top 70 recruit, I would say Amwani Wilkinson. He worked so hard to get to where he was, so I would have to say he's that number 2 spot. 6'5", 40+ inch vertical, can shoot it, hard-nosed defender, shot blocker. He was fun to play with, especially when Isaiah, our big now, decided to leave us and transfer. We didn't have a big, and he was able to fill that role because he played so much bigger than what he was, and we were still able to finish pretty high up in the national rankings because of his efforts. So I would say Amwani.
Did y'all win state any of your years there?
We won all 4 years.
You won all 4 years.
We had a close call against Clark my freshman year, which I wasn't brought up to varsity yet, but they were down 8 with like 2 minutes left and came back. But other than that, we were able to win state pretty, not easily, but comfortably, I'd say.
Yeah, Zion was pretty good. We had red shirting. He was red shirting for us at CSN. Coach Beck brought him in a red shirt and helped him with his academics and stuff like that to get him on his feet. And the goal was for him to probably play the following year with us, but then he ended up going to Salt Lake City and did pretty well for them. So I'm happy for him that, he's turned his life around and got back on track, you know what I mean? So who's the 2 best college players you played with at Western?
Well, I can tell you number 1 is Trenton Masner.
Yeah, cause we were just talking about him yesterday, me and Coach.
Oh my gosh, absolute bucket. Like, you got to see it to believe it. I mean, he'll tell you himself. He was like, I don't look the part. Like, I don't even feel the part, but I just go out there and I just play. Like, that kid could just pick up a basketball and just get to it. Like, he was just so naturally skilled. He was about 6'3", probably had like a 6'7", 6'8" wingspan. And he could just get a shot off in any situation, and it felt like it was in. I think we had a 2-week stretch where we had to make up some games or something, and we had to play like 4 games within like a week and a half, all at home. And I think he went triple-double, 46 points, like half-court game winner, and then another double-double or something like that, all in the same week and a half span, and in a Division I conference schedule. And he was solid. He was amazing. And then second, this one's tough. I think Will Carius was a dude. Him and Colton Sandage, Colton ended up being my GA at Western. He's one of my best friends.
Okay.
But those 2 together they could just score so fluently. And Will was 6'7", I think, and strong, and he's still playing over in Europe, and he's pretty good.
It was funny. It was funny you said Trent, because me and Coach we were talking about Trent yesterday, and the fact that I was asking him, is Trent and Zach similar? And he go, actually, yeah, they not too bad. He said, and then the difference with Trent, he's like, Trent can really shoot it. He can really shoot it. So he said, I got to see how Zach really, how he shoots it in the game. And he was like, man, Trent was just as athletic as Zach and just as quick as Zach.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were just comparing them, and the 2, you could tell he really liked Trent a lot, and Trent probably put you guys over the hump a lot in games.
Oh, we had games where he saved us. Like, we had some games where if he didn't go out and score 30, we were in trouble, and it was never a problem. Like, if we needed him, he was going to do it.
Sweet. So, while we're talking about Zach Bell, and what's your thoughts on this year's team?
I just think we're so much more dynamic than most teams are going to be. I think we're tall, but we can also shoot it from all 5 positions. And I think our guys with height they almost move like guards. Like I feel like we're mobile, we're dynamic. We can, like I said, we can score. But I think what really stands out to me is the vibe they have with each other this year. Like I feel like this team is, well, we've been together 2.5 months, and it feels like they've been together for years. Like they really like each other. They hang out. I mean, I went to a movie with my girlfriend. Shout out Jacqueline. I went to a movie with her, and I ran into the whole team there just going to see a movie together, and just stuff like that. I could tell this team really likes each other and has good chemistry. And you can see it on the court, of course, but I think that's going to be something that really pushes a team that has this much talent over the hump. And I think that's why we'll be able to upset some of these big teams. I think we'll be able to be up there in the conference, be able to win the conference and go to the tournament. I have really high hopes for this team, and I'm really impressed with the way they carry themselves and the way they are with each other.
Yeah, there's definitely a good vibe around this group. Sucks that we got so many away games. I guess you can blame me. I'm a scheduling coach. But I think if any group can handle it that we've had since we've been here, it'd be this group. And so I'm really excited about this group. Again, offensively, we're going to be a juggernaut where we're going to be able to score. And I think we're legit, 9 to 10 deep. Yeah. So I think one of the biggest things for us is going to be, again, Coach Will talked about this, is just on the defensive end, getting these guys really the ball out defensively, keeping the ball in front, rebounding, hitting people, being tough, physical. I think those are going to be the keys to this team, and the success on how much success we have will be on that end. But I think it will be fun to watch. Especially for our fans this year. And I'm pretty excited about what we can do. Last year, people forget last year we started 8-2, I believe it was. And then when we got hit with Dom getting hurt, Tavy getting hurt, and then Jameer just being the only soldier we had that soldier up, and along with Lorenzo, who's back this year at the PG spot. But injuries, hurt, and then we didn't have guys on the bench that we could trust and bring in last year. And I think it's a little different with this team, because I think we got guys that will come off the bench that we'll be able to trust. And so I'm excited about this group as well. Jacqueline, you see, he gave you a shout out. He snuck that in. We were going to do it anyway, but what's up, Jacqueline? So he wanted to make sure he got that done for you. I'm just messing with him. So right now, talk about a little bit about, and it's funny, a lot of people don't know this unless they're from Vegas, but our Dom Ford, the last 2 years who was with us, yeah, tell people about, y'all grew up together, right?
Yeah, me and Dom, Dom and I played on Vegas Elite from when we were young kids. His play style's been similar, his whole life. He's always been able to get buckets when you need him to. But yeah, I used to spend every New Year's Eve at Dom's family's house. We used to go to church. They used to cook for us. They'd have these big parties on New Year's Eve growing up. Ever since second grade, I want to say. I think it was second grade. And we played each other through high school. Yeah, it's been amazing to see him grow into what he did basketball-wise, because he was always one of those kids in Vegas who was overlooked. He went to Desert Oasis High School. And people never really gave him the respect that he deserved. And I feel like him coming here and hooping the way he did really proved a lot of doubters wrong. And I'm just happy he's balling. But it was interesting being on staff while he was playing, as it is with Isaiah now. It's just finding that medium between
friendship and coaching
staff. But yeah, I'm just happy for Dom, and yeah, we've known each other for a long time. I've known his family for a long time, and I'm just happy for all of them.
Yeah, good kid, man. He, had him at CSN for 2 years, then coached him here for 2 years. And man, mom can cook she cook a mean gumbo. So I remember being at Dom's house and seeing seeing your picture and his together. I was like, man, look at these young dudes, man. Y'all might have been 10 or 11. I think I took a picture of it. I was messing with Dom about it last year. But, shout out to him. He took care of business and did what he needs to do. He's at the University of San Diego this year, as well as Jameer is at UTSA this year. And so really happy for those guys that they were able to move on and, doing their thing. And hopefully that can help those teams to winning records. Let me know, tell me, are you on X or any type of social media where people can reach out to you and holler at you?
Yeah, I'm on X, I'm on Instagram. Those are probably the two I'm on the most. Yeah, I don't honestly don't even know my handles, like my ats right off the top of my head. But if you search my name, it'll come up. It's Braden Lamar. You'll find it. But I'm on both of those. I'm definitely on Instagram more than I am X. But yeah, I'm on both of those.
Yeah, I know I got to get up to speed. They mess with me all the time, Rob, because I ain't really on no social media like that. I'm just an old soul, man. And I know social media is good and all. It can be good, but just an old soul. And so it's just, I get on there and look at some stuff, but it just, and he's been waiting to give me some stuff to be on. What's have these last 2 years been like for you? Just getting in the game of coaching, and not just even being with Coach Jeter anymore, just being in the game. Because I don't know, you could tell me or not. Like, was this something you wanted to do, or you had plans to do something else before Coach brought you in here? I believe you had plans of doing something else, maybe with the service or something, and before Coach brought you in. Just tell me how the whole experience been coaching for you.
Yeah, I was always interested in the service. Just I like to push myself to levels where I'm uncomfortable and I have to fight through, and I really wanted to do something that made a difference and helped people. And at the time, I thought that was the only way I could do it. But then I'd say coming here and coaching for a year, I realized I could make an impact on people's lives in a positive way. I feel like you really showed me that too, the way you interact with people and the way you take care of people.
Appreciate that.
Of course. And yeah, I realized I loved this a lot more than I thought I would. I always knew I would like coaching, but I didn't know it would be to this extent. And it's been a lot of fun really getting into it. I feel like you've kind of taken me under your wing a little bit and shown me the ropes, which I appreciate, and that's been really cool. And I feel like seeing how Coach handles himself and runs a team has been really cool, and it's been great. It's been great. I really like it. I'm really excited for this year. I think we can make a big jump from last year. I think we were ready to make that jump last year, but things didn't go our way. But I really think we have a shot this year, and I'm so excited.
Sweet. I was sitting here thinking about Coach Jeter, and he pushes you to the limit. So like when you think about it, like the two more funny stories, right? It would be me riding a bike up in the mountains and getting all the way down, and him pushing me. And we did that last year. We haven't did it this year. We might have to try to do it one time this year. But just funny, just us riding. I can't even think of where we were at. But just getting over that mountain and getting down. And I remember we might have been halfway up, and there was a guy coming back down who had already passed us, but I didn't realize he was on a motor. He had a motorbike, right? And so I asked him, I was like, man, how much further we got to get to the other side?
You're not
And
in
so
close.
he said, oh man, he said, y'all need to live to see another day. And so Coach used to go, no, we ain't doing that. He go, we not too far away, we halfway. So he had his phone. Anybody know Coach? He always have maps on his phone. So he would use that every time we stop. He'd be like, Coach, we're close, we're close. And man, I can remember when we finally got to the end, what's probably saved me, I don't know if coaches say the same, but what saved me is when we got going down the hill, we didn't have to paddle. And man, just being able to just float down the hill, it was so funny. So he'll push you to the limits. Last year we walked the sea. I got almost there, probably about 1.5 miles away from the sea, and I told Coach, because the funny thing about the sea, walking on the sea, is about every mile you saw a bench, or every half a mile so you saw a bench.
Yep.
So I hit 3 benches, and then the last time, it took a while to hit a bench. I was like, man, we ain't hit a bench in a while. And Coach was like, we gonna hit one. And when we got to that last bench, I think we was about 1.3 miles out or 1.4 miles, something like that. And he was like, what you want to do? I said, man, we going back down. I ain't, I'm good. The sea trail is fun. And I mean, he went up and went back down. So, but it's kind of cool. And Coach will push you to the limits, just physically, because he wants us to be all in shape, but he pushes you to the limit as an assistant too. And I can appreciate that because he was an assistant coach, And so speaking of that, man, we probably need to get ready to get out of here. We got practice in about an hour, preparation and everything. And Coach come looking for us pretty soon. But thanks, man, for joining us and spending some time with me on the Uncle Day's Basketball Life. And I appreciate you. And good people, we're out. See ya.